Alright guys, today we're working on the 84 300 CD turbo diesel Benz. Now this is going to be a real common problem if you have a W123 chassis, which this one is. You can tell. Round lights, you know what they look like. Basically what the problem is, when it rains, and this car's been sitting outside for a couple of days, and I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see this or not. Let me grab a light. Hold on. Put you down right there for now. Turn off the 49 because that's what it is on YouTube. Alright, and we're back. So, this would be the problem. Now, I already obviously mopped this up, but if you can look at the carpet there, you can see how it's a darker colored color. That's how high the water was. Okay, you can see some evidence of there's still some water in there. I'm sure if I was able to lift up that channel, you'd see water under there. Okay, obviously not good. When you need a body car, have water sitting in your body panel, they rot out, you lose your car. So, to investigate what was causing this problem, I had heard previously that these cars had a normal leak associated with that area. If you have wet rear floor pan areas, first place to check under the battery. So I pulled the battery out. That consisted of first removing the air cleaner, which is this assembly. You always want to leave the turbo tube attached to the air horn and remove it down at the turbo throat. It's a lot easier. Everything to remove that, you'd have 3 10mm bolts to remove the housing. You got an oil drain tube right there for your blow-by oil, as well as the 10mm bolt on top for the air lid and the fork clips. So you pull that off, then you got to pull your battery out. You're supposed to have some kind of retainers. Mine didn't have them. Disconnect your battery, pull that out. Then here's your battery tray. As you can see, we had already previously taken this tray out and treated it. I used POR15, the silver with the built-in aluminum. It's held up pretty well. As you can see, all the rust is controlled. This rust you see on top is just what was on the bottom of the battery when I put it back in. Right there you can see obviously the tray rotted out. Might not be a bad idea to replace this tray. If I find a better one, I will. Get the tray out. Again, 10mm bolt. You have one here, 2 there, and 1 there. So that's out. Now we can see the problem right there. A rot hole. Most likely caused either by water pooling against the battery tray, or dirt and debris getting stuffed in there and it just rots it out, or leaking battery acid sitting there rotting it out again. So we got this hole, and then over here you can see, let me grab the light again. Where's that sucker? There it is. Right here you can see this grommet is totally shot as well. I'm sure that's letting in some water too. So and all that silver you see is POR15. Any surface rust, I just coated it while I was in here. I really hate rust, so anytime I see it I try to kill it. So to fix this, what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to use some type of fiberglass. simply because there's no real way to get in here and weld this. You have to remove the dash from the inside, and these fenders are welded on, I believe. I don't think they unbolt. Plus these are inner fenders as well, so it's just not, I don't really see a good easy way to get at it, to cut it out and weld it successfully. So what I'm going to do is I will use some type of either short hair fiberglass, like Everglass or something like that, product, and I'll coat it. The other thing I could do is use fiberglass matte, mix that up, and then do it on top. Whatever I do, I want it to be, you know, a solid water resistant, waterproof, hopefully, seal. But I'm also concerned with, you know, I don't want it to leak after the fact, but I also want it to be somewhat easily removable, because if I do decide to patch it the correct way in the future, I want it to be easily accessible. Another product I have, maybe like a JB weld or something. Again, I'm not really psyched about that. I could, I guess, use some type of silicone, but I don't really think that would hold up as well. So I think some type of short hair fiberglass would work well there. Some, you know, fiberglass body filler, I guess is what you'd call it, because that doesn't hold water like a Bondo or something like that would. Maybe you could use something like a JB weld. I'm not really sure, to be honest, but as you can see, this has been treated, painted, so the rust is somewhat stopped for now anyway. We just need to figure out how to seal these two holes up to stop this problem, because right now you can't really park this car outside if it's going to rain. And I'm only working with one garage bay here because I have way too many projects. So, yep. Again, this is a diesel Benz. You guys will be seeing this a lot more in upcoming videos. This is a 1986, 85, 86, 6.2 Detroit diesel. Somebody call it, you know, it's designed by Detroit, so I call it a Detroit diesel. This was out of a CUCV Army truck, K30. They also used them in the Army Blazers. It's a J code, non-emissions. You can tell it's out of a CUCV right away because it has 1, 2 alternator brackets. They're the only ones that have that set up. I'm actually going to lose this alternator. I'm going to convert it over to a AC compressor so I can have onboard air on my truck. But this will be getting my Banks turbo set up, and this will be getting dropped into the green step sides, so that'll be happening soon. I'll have another video on that shortly. I got to talk about starter bolts and previous owner's screw-ups, and my other 6.2s down in that corner. Anyway, if you guys are into diesel stuff and you saw this video and you want to see that, you know, check back. I'd appreciate it. Subscribe if you like it. You know, comment. You know, make suggestions. I'm more than happy to video anything you guys really want to look at, and you know, focus on other things, or if you have helpful suggestions to make these videos better, I'd be more than happy to hear them. But anyway, we'll get back to you in a little while when I figure out what product I'm going to use to fix this and how I do fix it temporarily.